DawgNation's Next Generation series is brought to you by Pella Window and Door of Georgia. Pella, any style, any home, any budget. Visit PellaofGA.com to get started.
Welcome back, DawgNation. I'm Kaylee Mansell with Jeff Sentell, and it is week 6 of bringing you all the intel on the next generation of talent headed to Athens. Today, we are going to talk about the nation's number 8 tight end, Lawson Luckie, out of Norcross, Georgia. I mean, talk about a legacy of legacies. His dad and uncles both played football at UGA as triplets, and man, if you haven't heard about him yet, where have you been? Now, Lawson has got an incredible story, Jeff. I know you've gotten the chance to hear it firsthand. It really, really touched you. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, this is one of those things, guys, where he's a special football player, but you hang around the Luckies, and, you know, the father is Mike. His family, he's got a younger brother. Lawson's the one at Georgia right now, doing great, stacking up great practices one after the other. He's going to be a really amazing tight end at Georgia, I feel like. I think he was undervalued in the recruiting process, but let's take all that to the side and push it away. The Luckies, man, they're just people. You ever meet people in your life and you're like, they want me to be a better person, a better human, a better dad, a better husband, a better father. That's all for me as an adult male. But like, so the family unit here is what makes it so special. His youngest brother, Cannon, everybody calls him Canny. He was born with a lot of things. He had some epilepsy, he had some seizures, but the root of it is a chromosome deletion issue. It's called Fox G1 syndrome, and there's only like 300 people diagnosed with it in the country. And it basically has stopped his growth process, at least maybe mentally, right around 8 to 12 months of age. He's probably 12 years old. He weighs about 80 pounds. He can't see really well. He's not ambulatory. He needs constant care. He's not vocal. He does hear a lot. Maybe the soundtrack for this segment of Next Generation maybe needs to be a Barney soundtrack, because that's what he loves to listen to. But this family, I think I wrote it on DawgNation.com. I tried to do the best I could with that story, because Cannon, in some ways, is the center of this family. He teaches them how to love. He teaches them how to cherish every day. The mother is just an amazing, strong woman. She runs half marathons, pushing Canny in a stroller. It's really one of those players when you learn the whole story and you think about Georgia and its tight end legacy and their winning and location. It was a no-brainer for him to go to Georgia, but it was really a no-brainer because that was the easiest commute for mom and the family. And guys, when you're in Athens this fall and you're looking down on the west end zone underneath the scoreboard where the ramps are at, I want you to look for the Luckie family. I want you to look for Canny and his mom and all those guys down there, because it's going to be something really special.
Now, you and I got the chance to talk about it before this. I know that Lawson's been an incredible older brother. I'm excited to see how that translates into how good of a teammate he is. But one thing I do want to bring up that you mentioned is that he was really undervalued in the recruiting process. Why do you not think that he necessarily got a fair shot?
I think sometimes the recruiting industry wants to take a guy that's 6'7" and plays a lot of receiver, and they say, well, he'll be 240 in college and we'll make him a tight end. Georgia's got a great one like that, and Pierce Sperling III that will be part of our next generation as well. But, Lawson's kind of that guy that can put his hand on the ground. He can run routes. I think, guys, don't take my word for it. Terrence Edwards, the all-time GOAT Georgia receiver, in terms of record books at least, said he's got the best routes of anybody tight end he's seen. And he's played for Norcross. He's been a 4-year starter. That's big boy 7A football. And, Lawson's going to run about a low 4.5. And, guys, there's going to be some Brock Bowers things in his game right there. He's going to block really well. He's physical. He's a Georgia legacy, and he's got all the fire in his belly in the world to take care of his brother, to take care of his mother, and take care of his family, to be great. And, just a really special family.
Now, we know the Luckie last name is very special all across Athens, but what sort of impact do you think Lawson has made or will make in the coming years?
Yeah, so I think he's an early impact guy. I mean, what I've heard from him in Athens is that keeps making good practices, keeps having a good practice and then another good practice. Sometimes with young players, they look good for 2 days, and then that third practice is going to be a stinker, especially for young kids, because maybe they hit a wall or they get banged up or it just gets overwhelming. You haven't heard that with Lawson yet. He was an early enrollee. He was there for a little bit of the bowl practices. And for me, I think the biggest thing is now at Georgia, sometimes they go get that receiver that's the tight end that's got a lot of receiver skills. Well, for Lawson, he could be an H-back. He could be maybe a fullback a little bit. Maybe Mike Bobo gets a little clever there, but he's going to run the routes well. He's going to put his hand in the ground and block. He's going to be athletic. He's really a check-every-box type tight end, and I think he's going to have a prosperous career in Athens, and I love this. You know what number he's wearing? Lucky number 7.
Oh, my gosh.
So everybody out there, if you're looking for a freshman early enrollee to grab a jersey, help somebody out with NIL at the bookstore, the Lucky story, him wearing number 7, folks, it's just special.
And as you mentioned earlier, Jeff, don't just look for number 7 on the field, but look for the Luckie family as well. And we're excited to bring you more on the next generation of talent headed to Athens next week, so make sure to tune back in.